Welcome back to the 2024 Big Sky Conference Kickoff Media Day.
Welcome back to the Big Sky Kickoff Weekend here in Spokane, Washington. Megan Robinson, Kyle Hansen, your hosts, and we're joined alongside first-year head coach at UC Davis, Tim Plough. Tim, first of all, congratulations on the new job, and thanks so much for joining us. Just what's it like in these first 3 months working with UC Davis back at your alma mater and getting ready for the fall camp?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited. Obviously, I love UC Davis. My wife and I both went to school there, and so, just to be able to be back home and raise our family at a place that we really care about and be at the school that we love, it feel very fortunate, really lucky to be there.
Coach, it might be your first season back at UC Davis. However, you have 18 returning starters. It's almost an entire offense and defense. How does that experience, how can you use that to your benefit as a first-year coach?
No doubt. I feel like it's a pretty lucky scenario for me. I think one of the selling points I had when I was deciding what to do, whether to keep being a coordinator or be a head coach at Davis, was that, hey, if you want to be a head coach someday, why not go back to a place that you're really familiar with, and why not go back to a place that's set up to win? And Coach Hawkins obviously done a great job there, and to have that many returning players, and a lot of them I recruited back when I was still at Davis. So to have those guys there, it's been cool, and it helps the transition for sure. For
you, Tim, as you spent the last couple of years at the FBS level with Cal, Boise State coming back to UC Davis, what did you maybe glean from those years as you left Davis to go jump up a little bit, and now you're coming back and working as the head man?
Yeah, I think you can learn a lot from any of the coaches you're around, right? Sometimes you can learn what not to do, and sometimes you can learn what to do, right? And so I know at Boise we had some struggles, and you can learn from failure a lot. So I learned a lot of that experience, and then going to Cal with Coach Wilcox and seeing the way he leads and what he does. I know I emulate a lot of the things that he's done as a leader. So I got to see, the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. But the one thing it made me think about was how much I love Davis, how much I love the Big Sky, and so to be able to be somewhere for a consistent amount of period of time as a coach, you don't get to create that type of consistency for your family very often. So, you can't really put a price on being somewhere that you really care about and being there for a long time. So, learn a lot from those guys, but very thankful to be able to have an opportunity to be there.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back to some of the returning players. You have the preseason Offensive Player of the Year in Lan Larison on your squad. What was it like to learn that news yesterday, that he had won preseason Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of Lan. I was involved in recruiting him back when we were getting him from high school, and just to see the guy he's become. We always knew he was going to be a great player, but what a tremendous young man, what a great dude, great leader for our team. But he's a real special guy. And I think he's always going to not be just remembered for how talented he is, but his loyalty. I mean, there was every team in the United States was trying to recruit him to leave after last season. For him to come back and do his senior season with us at UC Davis, I think it just speaks to who he is and his upbringing and what he's about. So just really happy for him because he really deserves it.
Coach, as you kind of take a look at your schedule here, it's an interesting one because you start back at Cal where you just came from, and then it's a lot of regional FCS games, and of course your familiarity with the Big Sky Conference. So kind of give us your 10,000-foot view of your conference schedule, and how much does your familiarity with this league maybe help as you get ready for your first time as a head coach?
No doubt. I think the Big Sky itself is the best league in the FCS. Obviously starting with Cal. I love Coach Wilcox. We know what those games are about, but we're going to go down there and give it a shot and give it a run. We got a good non-conference slate against some good programs, but what I talk to our guys about, if you want to win the Big Sky, you have to win your home games, and you have to win at least one game on the road in bad weather. And that's something I've learned all my years in the Big Sky. So we got a tough home slate. Starts off with Idaho and Coach Eck, and they've done a great job with that program. And we're going to have to go on the road in some tough places like Eastern Washington. We got to go to Montana in November, and I think they made that game at 8 o'clock at night on ESPN, so Coach Houck didn't do me any favors with that. And then we got to finish against, Montana State at home, and then, my best friend in coaching is Coach Thompson at Sac State, and now we got the rivalry game. So we got kind of murderer's row there at the end. We better get off to a good start, or we might be in for a tough one. Yeah.
Coach, last season the Aggies were on the bubble. One of the teams left out of the playoffs. A little bit of a controversial decision there. A lot of people have you guys in the mix this season. What is it going to take to finally break through and get that playoff appearance?
I think for us, we always try to detach from results, and just focus on finding joy every single day. And we got to focus on the process it takes to win one game, and I think what we learned last year, that team is, you lose games like Northern Arizona and Eastern Washington, some games that you felt like you could have won, and now you leave it up to the hands of the voters. If you win those games, it's probably not in the hands of the voters, and now you're probably in. So We got to take care of what we can do and control what we can control, and feel like, again, win your home games, win tough games on the road, and put yourself in a scenario where you're not leaving it up to the voters, and win enough games where you earn your chance to get in. So we know how difficult that is. I know in 2018 when we shared the conference, it took everything we had just to get that done. So we know we have a tough slate. Every week's really important. So I think for us, it's just you got to win the games you're supposed to win. You got to win your home games. Got to win that tough game on the road, and hopefully that's enough to get you there.
Should be a lot of fun. Well, Coach, good luck this season. UC Davis voted in the top 4 of both polls. Good luck this year, and thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Do a great job. Thank you.
Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Coming up, we have Lan Larison and Rex Connors joining us from UC Davis. Stick with us. We'll be right back.